Go live. Jesus, come on, YouTube, get it together. Oh, hello. All right. Hello, everybody. I am Conquering History Games, and welcome to live stream number 17 of my Suzerain campaign in the game of Suzerain. Sorry, I don't know where my head's at. We passed the constitutional reforms last stream, which was awesome. Now, it's time for a cabinet meeting. We got to figure out what's the next game plan now that we did that. Probably the number one priority is going to be the economy. We got to do something about this. It's pretty bad. We're in debt. The economy is as low as it presumably can go. Thank you very much, Sengens. So let's just hop on in. Lucian stood upright, holding a large folder of files under his arm. He bowed in acknowledgement. He looked exhausted. Oh, they just updated some more construction. Hey, the seaport just got done a little more. That was, did you guys see that? Okay. The cabinet is gathered in the White Room, sir. The Vice President will be opening the session soon. We can go in whenever you're ready. Thank you, Lucian. You look tired. How are you holding up? It's nothing, sir. I am ready and able as always. Let's see. Are you sure you could be honest with me? I'm always honest with you, sir. I'll admit, this last year was tough. Especially all that lobbying work, but it's nothing to break me down, sir. Trust me, I'm fine. He fixed his tie. Anything you want to say before we go in? Only want to congratulate you again, sir. You wrote history. We have done it together. He slightly bowed his head. He gestured to the door. I think we should go, sir. Vice President Vectorin must have started the session already. Lucian held the door for me, and we both left the office for the White Room. And it's just Peter with a bottle of tequila. You know, he's going, shots, 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 shot, 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 shot. And, oh my God, Peter, you're a fucking embarrassment. When we entered the room, Peter was speaking to the cabinet members who were already seated around the table. As soon as they noticed me, they all stood up. Let's see here. This Lucian seems like a really nice guy. He should run for president. It's just, well, I think I might have something to say about that. Good day, everybody. Please have a seat. Peter turned towards me. Everybody except him took their seats. He stood right next to my chair in the middle. And here's our president. He held out my chair for me to sit down and smile. Please. I sat down. Let Peter talk. I want to see what he's up to. Let's see him in a professional setting in front of the entire cabinet. How's he going to do? Ladies and gentlemen, we're here to discuss our current status and plan the remaining of our term. I know that some of you have had your concerns about our style of governance so far. There will be time to speak about these in the meeting today. But I must also thank you all for your hard work so far. We are very lucky to have a team like this. All of you have been invaluable to this administration. No, we're on the same run. Kobe. Having said that, we have reached a critical point in our term. We are nearing the end. We have successfully made changes to the Swordfish Constitution. This is a historic accomplishment. Without this team, it couldn't have been possible. The new Constitution has brought us one step closer to the Swordfish dream. We should be proud for having strengthened our democracy. Our success with these changes has brought with it great support. Our party, which was divided at the beginning of our term, is finally coming together once more. So, let's start the meeting with a brief look at some reports. He fumbled with the stack of papers in front of him. What's the matter, man? Got the booze shakes? According to the latest poll, people seem to be content about our administration. The public opinion has not changed much. He took out a piece of paper from the stack and inspected it. The biggest concern of the people is the state of our economy. We are slowly slipping into a depression. It's only a matter of time until the people will be hit further. This will have dire consequences for our administration. This is the time to give the best we can for this administration and for Shortland. Peter turned to me. I'll give word to the president now. He sat down. Mr. Vice President, thank you for the opening. Everyone, let's be professional. Everyone's eyes were focused on me. Let's hear reports from every ministry. Let's go around the horn, figure out what's going on right now. Peter gestured at Simon, and he immediately stood up. So this might take a little while, guys. We got a lot of cabinet members. Presumably everybody's here, so I'm guessing we're going to hear 8 different briefings right now. But we got to see what's going on. Excuse me. And Ian, the Peter simp, is here, so now the stream can really get started. All in good fun, Ian. You're great. Mr. President, dear colleagues, Mr. Vice President was pretty on point with his summary of the current economic status. He also used the word depression. He couldn't be more correct. Our GDP has shrank by 3% last year. This downward trend has broken our economy over the last years. If we cannot contain this in time, it will end our term, in the truest sense of the word, in a depression. Our debt is also very concerning. Our national debt has increased about 20 billion SR. On the other hand, unemployment has greatly declined. We have managed to cut it from 16 to 12%. We are estimating a further decrease in the near future. He paused for a moment. Is there more to it? Yeah, let's focus on the economy. Well, I don't want to get into too much detail right now, but I have to say the failure to open our first infrastructure project was costly. Fortunately, we expected to see it finished in the next months. About time. I think that's when we can get some money coming in. Once this damn railway is up, and then the port is going to have good proactive synergy with it, and we should hopefully be in a good place. All right. Hello there, AJ. Alright, but apart from that, I'll finish with an update on our latest project. The manager reported that everything is going well and very fast with the Morna port. I'll keep it brief for the sake of the whole meeting, and in my report on that note. Okay, that's fine. That's all fine. Yeah. Alright. Sandgens, why do you end so many of your sentences with ellipses? I don't understand. Alright, so thank you, Mr. Hole. Wasn't it green in the last video? Oh no, the economy's never been green. I got it up to 4 red bars once, but that was about it, which is where you start, I think. Or do you start at 3? In any case, the economy's never been that great. It's because, like you said, the railway is hurting us. Gus sat up as soon as Simon sat down. He asked for a private audience, which the cabinet respected. It was just the 2 of us in the room. What? Are you fucking kidding me? That's completely inappropriate. You don't know why? Well, shit, Sandgens. If you don't know, I don't know who's supposed to. You're the one who did it. Yeah, who does it, I should say. That is completely inappropriate, though. How? So we've got the entire freaking cabinet here, and then, you know, there's 8 of them. Really, there's 11 of us in the room because my chief of staff and vice president are here too. And then Gus says, "Can I just talk to you in private, Mr. President? If you want to talk to me in private, do it after the meeting. Are you fucking kidding me?" You know what it is? It's because he's about to not talk about agriculture. He's going to talk about investment and shit because that's all he ever does. He never talks about agriculture. He's always just talking about Mr. President. I have a new business opportunity for us. Farm something, damn it. I will also keep it very brief, Mr. President. Our investments in Bergia have greatly increased our agricultural capacity. The investments also led to a decrease in homelessness and unemployment in rural Bergia. Yeah, so is just everybody twiddling their thumbs in the other room right now? Anyway, additionally, I bring good news regarding our investment. The vineyard has begun producing some wine. I have also arranged several wine tasters to sample and give ideas on how to improve the quality. In a few years, the vineyard may even challenge the regional samples. It would need some further attention to reach those goals, however. That would be all from me. You couldn't... Yeah, well, I guess the vineyard is technically agriculture. It's like, but did you seriously want to have a private meeting over this? You couldn't call me on the phone? That was it? Yes, Mr. President. We can have a separate meeting to take a deep look at the numbers at the ministry if you'd like. This is your job, bro! Okay, we'll do that. Just, goddamn, whatever. Whatever. We're gonna talk to him later. Okay. Gus invited the cabinet back in and sat down. Oh, so everybody else left the room. I thought that we left the room. Nope, we told everybody to get the fuck out so he could tell me that. What the hell? Go away, kids. Mommy and Daddy and Daddy have to talk. I guess Daddy and Daddy, yeah. Gus invited the cabinet back in and sat down. Some were obviously opposed to such behavior. Next up was Pascal. Yeah, okay, clearly, yeah, if I was in the cabinet, I would be a little ticked too. It's like, why does the agricultural minister get a private meeting with the president, which is fine, I guess, but why is he doing it in the middle of our meeting? I'm sorry, I'm harping on about this too much, but it's just, come on. Next up was Pascal. All right, let's have some fun. Mr. President, there are currently no major problems within the Ministry of Health. We are currently investigating some reports of a small polio outbreak around the village called Hemir. I believe we can get into more details in our policy meeting. These reports keep getting shorter. Joseph stepped up.
Ministry of Defense has a very important report regarding our situation with Rumburg. The investigation showed that Rumburg, was in fact weaponizing rebels against our state. We've learned that they've been aiding the bloodish rebels in Welland too.
Well, good for them. Freaking, I want to fund them too. I want to say so Joseph, so how do we help them do that? Plot twist. Form an access with Rumburg. Yeah, how come that's not an option? How about Rumburg and I take over the world? But seriously. Just keep moving.
Our military must stand ready for any possible attack coming from Rumburg. We have gathered intelligence regarding their military research and production. They are building a massive army. Our forces don't have the budget to prepare against such a force. We cannot let them threaten us like this.
Make the necessary arrangements, Mr. Lancia. We'll have to use whatever we have to its limit. Or, I don't know. I don't know. Rumburg is turning into Bourbonburg? What do you mean? It's going from Caribbean to something else, or I don't know. I think... Yeah, I guess it's worth with Agnolia. Because I don't want to say make your own arrangements. I want him to go rogue and do his own thing.
Of course, sir, we already started cooperating, but I must highlight that Agnolia cannot stand against Rumburg. We can only trust ourselves.
Fine. Make the arrangements.
Of course, sir.
David stood up.
Mr. President, Perla has agreed to begin deal negotiations. We will be moving on with that very soon.
Excellent.
Our relations with Agnolia have greatly improved. Our ministries have scheduled many joint projects together. The region is very unstable. With the incidents at Rumburg, Welland, and Hesland, we must be very cautious.
We could talk in more detail at our foreign policy meeting. Okay. Okay, I'm getting it. Thank you, Mr. Vesic. Alright, okay, it's short stuff. Yeah. Our ministry is working night and day. Wait. Oh, I've got me little shit at night. No, Our ministry is working night and day to improve our education system and increase its accessibility. We have since greatly improved our rural education, building new schools and bringing new equipment and books. We have accomplished a lot with our new curriculum. Our reforms will be greatly improving our output as a society. Lilius suddenly stood up. Mr. President, we have important equipment missing from several of our major police departments. We might need to implement some new measures soon. We will provide you with a more detailed report at a later date. One last thing. I would like to transfer the gendarmerie under the Ministry of Interior to improve the internal security efforts. What? What is all this? What's going on here? I haven't heard of this before. I'm still working on the proposal and have legal backing for it. I was going to mention it later. Alright, then the Ministry of Defense shouldn't be meddling with internal security affairs through the gendarmerie. For what is basically Turkey, everyone sounds like they're from the Isles. Not everybody. Some of them are Italian. We've got Spanish people. We've got Americans. Sorry, I haven't worked on the subtleties of different, Turkish accents. Comparing Istanbul to the Syrian border to the Anatolian regions. Anyway, what was I saying? What was I saying? But yeah, it's because she's Thatcher. She's one of the Thatchers. There's like 20 of them running around, so she gets the Thatcher voice. Why does Defense Department need military police? Well, MPs are parts of most ministries, but I know what you're saying. I get the spirit of what you're trying to say. We had several incidents where they were too violent too quickly, and it stems from military officers giving reckless orders at times. Commander Adama warned us of this. If the security situation gets more problematic, it might be necessary. It will eventually cause a problem between our forces. There are already miscommunications going on. Oh, sorry. Drank some water, went in the wrong pipe. Excuse me. It's ironic, gotta drink some more water now. Okay, I can't make that promise. Joseph would be furious. That is unfortunate, Lilius smiled faintly. What? Do you have anything to share, Mrs. Morgana? Nia shook her head. You just don't never have shit to say, do you, Nia? You enchantress! Not at this moment, Mr. President. You are already well aware of what's going on. I will update you on our next steps in the judiciary in another meeting. Okay, I understand. Or just thank you. Next, I want to talk about our new focus in some of my plans forward. Let's see. It's time to focus on changing our party as a whole. I will add a new vision in our manifesto. Manifesto? That's commie talk. Excuse me. Masvinskit talk. You know what? Here's what we're going to do. We're going to go to the Codex. We're going to go to the foreign leaders. Malinyev. Let me write this down. I'm going to write it down on a piece of paper. I should have done this long ago. And, write it. What is this? Is this a paper I need to care about? No. Okay, so write it down. Mallenyevism. Mallenyevism. Mallenyevist. Okay, I've got it written down now. Developed by Leon Mallenyev. Write it on my tax papers. I finally got all my tax forms in. There was one that I was missing, but it turned out it got mailed to the wrong... it went to my old address for some reason. Which is weird, because that particular tax form had been mailed correctly to me at my new address last year. Because I was at this same address last year. So I don't know how that got messed up. Because it's not like I changed addresses from last year to this year. So they didn't mess it up before. Why did they mess it up this time? I just thought that was very strange. But I usually just do my taxes in March. I'm typically not in a rush. Anyway, we must focus on raising our public opinion, start campaigning for the next election. Nah, we're fine. The state of our economy is very concerning. It must be our focus to achieve quick economic development. Absolutely. Simon nodded in agreement. So, Swordland needs to become an economic powerhouse. Almost everybody seemed to be in agreement with me. Who wouldn't be? If there's no comments, I want to talk about another plan. What plan? Oh, this is interesting. Okay, you guys are going to vote on this. This is very interesting. Okay, so we have three options. We can start investigating Tarquin's soul. We can impeach some justices, or we could just move on. So, let's see here. So I'm going to say post-reform plans. Get ready to vote, y'all. So it's 1, investigate soul, impeach justices, oops, or 3, let's move on. I'm glad that they put a let's move on option there. Because, like, you know, I'm a first-time player. What if I decided I didn't want to do either of those things? I'm glad it doesn't lock you in. So you can go, actually, never mind. Okay. Well, remember, we're reformist centrists, Kessler. Let's see, we must get rid of... So I'll give you guys like another minute to vote. So in the meantime, who is the... Today is an interesting day. It's the anniversary of the release of Pokemon Black and White. I think it was 10 years ago. So, in your opinion, which is the best of the Gen 5 Unova starters, and why? For those of you who don't remember, that's Snivy, Tepig, and Oshawott. Alright. And I'll keep an eye on the thing. Do 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 do. It says, what does reformist centrist even mean in the context? Reform the law, the judiciary, reform the constitution, reform political opposition. So there's a... I don't know, Kessler. You're the ones who are voting on it. Remember, this is centrism with conquering history games characteristics, where he listens to the voices in his head that are actually the chat. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, I'm not seeing any more votes come in, so I guess we will go ahead and move on. So the winner is we can finally impeach justices. Let's organize the assembly against the Chief Justice. Lucian put on his glasses to inspect the documents in front of him. We can do more than one thing at a time, Kessler. Yes, sir. I'll start working on it immediately. He wrote on the document and put down his pen after. Oh, we can do another plan. Oh, so we can actually still investigate Seoul if we want, or we could not. So I guess let's do another poll. Investigate Seoul. Hold on. So this is a simple yes or no. Do we investigate Seoul? Okay, here it comes. Here it comes. Well, that makes sense. Yeah, I was just saying we could do more than one thing at a time. I'm glad we can. So the poll is in. I see nobody answered the Pokemon question. I guess it's not really this demographic. Mm-hmm. 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 Let's see here. Let's see. He's a national hero, even if he's a bit of a bitch. Yeah. Oh gosh. All right. So waiting on the results. Come on, straw poll, load. Waiting for it to show me the thing. Come on. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Where are the results? Why can't I see them? Are you guys able to vote? I'm not... It's probably straw polls doing the thing where there's going to be a delay and then it's all going to come through at once. I don't know. Oh, there it is. Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. There's the votes. Alright, it seems pretty one-sided. So we're just going to move on. We're going to leave Seoul be. Alright. On a second thought, let's just move on with the meeting before it gets too late. I believe that's everything. Everyone packed up and left the White Room. I went back to my office. Carl Grissier was waiting for me by the door. Mr. President, can I have a moment of your time? There's something I have to discuss. Of course, let's go inside the office. We entered my office. I went up to my desk and sat down on my chair. My. That's how many my's were in that sentence. Or 2 sentences. Let's see here. I'm listening. The anti-corruption police has compiled a report regarding the active investigations. Hold on. Gotta do something over here. We have been watching the old guard closely, just as you asked, and found a very complex web of connections. There are missing links in our investigations, but the old guard seems to be involved in huge cases of corruption and lobbying. Most of the connections link to Chief Justice Hawker, despite none of the members of the Assembly having direct ties with him. There seems to be a complex web of connections that is proving very difficult to track. We have also... There's that ellipses again, Sandgens. It's an interesting tick. I'll put it that way. We also have another suspicion. Our findings lead us to believe there's an ongoing cooperation between the Young Swords organization and the Old Guard. Well, this is huge. It is very difficult to create a strong case at the moment. But the justices of the court no longer enjoy absolute immunity before the law. If we decide to proceed, we can possibly take down the Old Guard in a legal way. proceed with the legal case. We can finally get them. We haven't impeached Hawker yet, Sangans. We're hoping to. Let's see here. I'll give you an update soon. I'll also send you the detailed report of our previous finding. Thank you for your time. I'll be waiting. He bowed his head and left the office. The last 2.5 years had gone by so fast. Alright. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do here? We have 2 unread newspapers impeaching Hawker. This is it. Hold on a sec. I'm gonna sneeze. Ugh. The United Swordland Party had recently filed an impeachment motion. Wait, what's this? I ordered to investigate the old guard. Yeah. It filed an impeachment motion against the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court of Swordland. According to the impeachment process, Orso Hawker's behavior as justice amounted to an ongoing pattern of corrupt conduct which is incompatible with the confidence and authority placed in him. Next Friday, the Grand National Assembly of Swordland will decide if the Chief Justice will indeed be impeached from his position. If the vote decides on Mr. Hawker's impeachment, President Rain will be free to appoint a new justice to the court before the court's internal election of the new Chief Justice. The USP proposes the dismissal of the Chief Justice. The move has caused an outcry. They were going to vote on Friday whether to impeach the justice or not. The clash between the executive, legislative, and judiciary is underlining the powers of the USP and President Rain, who are now going against the most experienced justice of Swordland. Alright, what else is going on in the world? Whistleblower agent report. Agent Hailstone has revealed intelligence about a secret nuclear weapons program developed in Rumburg. Our intelligence has verified the details relayed about a heavy water facility in the north of the kingdom and a ballistic missile test site. The agent will be provided security under the protection program and will be given resources to transfer further intelligence to our units. What's happening in Stored? Gang violence is going down. Yeah, they've arrested 40 mob members and actually high-ranking members of the Coronelli cartel. Yeah, you see, you got to do top-down when dealing with crime. Boring inflation report. Inflation is still bad. Okay. What's next? Address to the nation speech. All right. But I need to get some more water because I still got a tickle in my throat from when I was coughing earlier. So I'll just be a second, and I also am going to get some lotion. All right. It was a voice Okay. This is like the third time we do a speech. Let's see. We have WMDs. They have WMDs. Call Arcasia. Tell them they have oil. Let's see. Did we increase the military budget? No. No, we didn't. We spent all our budget on the Bloods. When did we spend money on the Bloods? Oh, what? Because we're helping rural people? He's a blood sympathizer. I heard he's so bloodish that blood runs through his veins. Wait, that doesn't make sense. Okay. It was unusually crowded today. Cameras, lights, and microphones were set in place, and the crew was standing by, ready to start filming. Are you ready, sir? Yes, let's do it. Oh, I thought that I could just hit one and that'll do it. Yeah, here we go. Good. I think the crew is ready. As soon as you take your seat, we can go live. I took my seat and rearranged my notes on the desk as a crew member powdered my face with a cotton puff. As everybody was ready, the director gave the sign to start filming. I looked directly into the camera. My fellow citizens, let's see. We're going to take earn the honor of finally modifying the Constitution. I'd like to speak about our future. I'm happy to have this opportunity to talk to you about the changes we have undertaken in Swordland. We have reached a turning point in Swordland's history. Our new constitution is the second revolution and in the history of Swordland that truly transforms the course of government with just one word: democracy. Or, yeah. Let's see here. For the sake of fairness, simplicity, and growth, we had to radically change the structure of our government system. Let's see. By now, I'm sure you have one question in our minds: will our reforms help you? You bet they will. We see them as the democratization of Swordland because they close loopholes that benefited a privileged few. We eliminated the Supreme Court's iron grip on our legislation. Let's see. I will personally make sure that every change is respected and executed properly. Voices were raised. Let's see here. I don't want to get too specific. We did all this in a time of economic stress and despite heavy protests. It's time to renew our faith in the system. Pause to take a deep breath. With our reforms complete, our government will now focus on the economic development of Swordland. Fellow citizens of Swordland, let me assure you our nation is poised for greatness. The United Swordland Party will keep fighting for a stronger and more united Swordland. Let's throw that in, get some votes at the end. The future lies in the democratic movement of the West. Wait. No. Like Arcasia? No. The future is in our hands. I took another deep breath. Lucian shoo to fly away from my forehead. Let's see here. For a Swordland of courage... Ooh, this is a good one. For a Swordland of courage whose servicemen and women, even as I speak, proudly stand watch on the frontiers of freedom. So, bring up military service, but also throw a bone to the women. We're not here to congratulate ourselves on what... Let's see, no. How about, we have begun promisingly, but it's only a beginning. We can do the catchphrase. Let's do... God bless Swordland. The director gave the cut signal and the cameraman stopped filming. My speech was finished. Alright, what do people gotta say? Oh shoot, are we going into chapter 4? Yeah, I think I already missed my chance to get the catchphrase achievement. I'll get it another time. The future lies in our hands. Alright, continue. Oh no, we're going to just the next turn. Revelations. Oh no. This is going to be Peter, isn't it? It's all going to come out. Peter, you bastard. How could you do this? Doom, 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 doom. Peter, Revelations of a Crackhead. What's going on? This is like the one thing that's sometimes a little annoying with this game is the dang loading screens. They kind of take a while sometimes. There we go. Okay. Let's see here. Pete will be the downfall of our administration. I'm sure worried about that. I really, really am. Turns out Peter was dead this whole time. Now that is a plot twist. Got a couple of unread newspapers. Queen Beatrice demands reparations for century-old war crimes. This is her just making up some crap so she can invade. 100 killed in Helgeland. This is what's been the real problem. There's been riots, surpassed 100. Agnolian government has still not released a statement. The riots exploded out of proportion in the aftermath of the murder of a Volgish Helgelander. Majority of arrests and deaths belong to the Vlagish community on the island. The governor of Helgeland claimed that the riots were being incited and supported by the Volgslandian government. Guys, are we the baddies? Or teaming with them? During the 15-day war? Yeah, exactly. Only reason a man such as he could get in your administration, he was in your head the entire time. Dun, dun, dun! There was a failed raid investor. So the police are not being very efficient because the military police and civilian police are each doing their own thing. Okay, so departure of the president's son from home. The gloomy weather couldn't dampen my spirits. My constitutional reforms had passed in court. I had won. That wasn't the only cause for excitement in the Rain household. Today, Frank was finally leaving home. Excitement? That's funny. My son piled the last of his bags next to the door. Sergei and the assistant driver were waiting outside next to the car. Did you pack everything? Don't forget to give me a call immediately after you arrive. I will. I think I'm all packed. Monica helped him put his backpack on, while Sergei started carrying the luggage to the car. I made you a sack lunch. I'll get it from the kitchen. She dashed down the hall. Frank and I turned to face each other in the doorway. So, I guess this is it. I could say, I guess it is. I know studying abroad wasn't your first choice, but I hope you can live with it. What? Let's see here. Don't forget where you came from, son. Let's try. I'm going to just say, I guess it is. Dad. Frank shifted his weight nervously. I haven't forgotten what you told me about your university years. I hope going to a new country gives me a chance to prove myself, the same way you did. For your sake, I hope that chance never comes, because you'll fail! You'll fail, son! Frank looked down at the ground. All right, Dad. At that moment, Deanna rushed to the door. Frank! I'm gonna miss you. I'll miss you too. Don't forget, you've got to give Mom and Dad an extra hard time for both of us now. Deanna nodded. Okay. Frank picked up his sister and gave her a big hug. Monica appeared in the doorway holding a paper bag. I cut the crusts off your sandwich just the way you used to like. CHG seems like a cold forward. I don't want to hear it, Sandgans. You want me to sound cold? Here's how I'll sound cold. Why do you keep putting ellipses at the end of your sentences for no fucking reason? There. How's that for me being a little mean? Just do a period. It's like you people try to type so you sound like Valley Girls. Anyway. So, look, we could have sent this kid to the army when we know that a war is coming. I've been pretty much the opposite of cold, if you ask me. Let's move on. I'm not a kid anymore, Mom. Can't a mother pretend? Oh, Frank. She embraced him with tears in her eyes. Frank looked as if he was about to cry as well. I caught her glaring at me over his shoulder. I hoped someday she would understand why I decided to send him away. Sergei approached. Sir, Frank needs to catch the next ship to United Contana, which leaves from Conyat port in 4 hours. We have to leave now to make it. Thank you, Sergei. Sergei, you're a better son than Frank ever could be. God, you imagine? Frank turned around and took one last look at me. We can say nothing, we can say good luck, see you soon, or make me proud. You know what? I've done enough. I don't need to say anything. Say nothing. Sergei looked at his watch. Time to go. Frank waved his hand as he entered the car. The engine started and they were on their way. Monica stood next to me as they drove away. Her eyes were teary. There he goes. It already feels different. She put her head on my shoulder. Stroke her hair. I stroked her hair supportively. She turned to me, kissed me on my cheek, and put her head on my shoulder again. At least he has a father he can boast to his new friends about. Anton, the great reformer. Sounds good, doesn't it? We watched for a few more minutes, even after the car was no longer in sight. I sighed and closed the door. Guys, Frank left, but more importantly, I think that the railroad has finished as well. Maybe, possibly. We're gonna see here in a second. What's the news? Assembly impeaches Orso Hawker according to the new laws. Oh, he's gone! Oh, man. The Assembly, dominated by anti-Solist tendencies, impeached Orso Hawker on suspicion of corrupt conduct, deliberate obstruction of justice, and unconstitutional behavior, all of which he denies. The Supreme Court has criticized the ruling and said the process was unconstitutional, while the government officials defended the decision, saying the process followed the recent changes to the Constitution to the point. Which that probably should say to the letter, which gave the Assembly the power to impeach and dismiss an active Supreme Court justice and was completely legal. According to the Constitution, now you're getting it, Ian. According to the Constitution, President Reagan will have to appoint a new justice to the court to fill the vacant position, and the Supreme Court will have an internal vote to elect the new Chief Justice. Oh. So, Kessler's asking who's the interim court head. Yeah, there probably technically is not one until I appoint the new one. I'm trying to remember what the U.S. Supreme Court does, because like whenever the Supreme Court still does cases when they're short a person, at least in the United States, but they do tend to slow down. Chief Justice Nia, it's not going to be our decision, guys. It's going to be decided from the inside. But as far as who we're going to appoint to the court, I don't think it would be a good idea to put Nia on the court because she votes anyway. And she's working at the Ministry of Justice, so we could make her chief, unless we were gonna, like, they could vote her into Chief Justice, but that's not our call. Let's put Peter on the court, guys, huh? Inject a little chaos into things. Very good job, Porky. Well done. Congratulations. President sends son to study with communists. Why Frank Rain 17 didn't opt for any of Swordland's fine education institutions is a mystery. This could be a further indication of the president's millennialist leanings, or if rumors of Rain Jr.'s abysmally low exam scores are to be believed, a last resort option for poor Frank. Vogsland ships harassing the entire Markian Sea. This is going to be the actual war, I'm starting to think. Okay, so country overview. Let's go to the military. We've got a dispute with the interior. All right. But what's going on? When the railroad's complete, are we going to get money now? Read the report from Wholesword. The long-awaited L1 railway running from Wholesword to Lochhaven had been completed. With Wholesword connected to the country's biggest port in Lochhaven, businesses in the region are expected to gain a significant boost. Even though there have been some issues causing it to be delayed, Taurus Holding had delivered its promise. Vogsland is harassing Swordish ships. Huh. So the Maritime Safety Organization changed the sea routes now, so that we don't have to encounter the Vogsland Navy. The Vogslandian actions are reckless, a potential threat to civilian lives due to high risk of collisions. The Admiral dispatched several frigates to protect the maritime borders. Yeah, we're so busy worrying about Rumburg, I'm starting to think we're going to accidentally end up in a war with Vogsland. What's going on here with Rumburg? They demand reparations. What the hell does that even mean? What, she wants money or something? The opening of the L1 railway. Here we go. So we're at 1 economy, -3 budget. Let's see what happens after this. Hey, Jim Miller. Says, just wanted to say I love the channel. Hearing about your life outside of gaming is really cool. Oh, well, I guess. Well, it's not like a vlog channel, but I'm glad you guys are entertained by it. It's finally happening. Tomorrow would be the grand opening ceremony of the L1 high-speed rail. Though the construction delay had taken its toll on our morale, this was still a proud moment for all of us. Simon and Gus, who heavily assisted in the project, had come to discuss the ceremony plans with Lucian and myself. Lucian stood up. First of all, this day might have arrived later than expected, but it doesn't change the fact that we are here now. This is still a big success. Congratulations, everyone. To many more projects like this. Frank, get out of here. Don't care anymore. Well done, everyone. We couldn't have done this without our excellent team. Alright, it's been a long time since the last successful infrastructure project. From a public relations point of view, we could certainly capitalize on the occasion. I have a plan on how to do that. If the President accepts, driving the first high-speed train to Lochhaven would be great for our image nationwide. What are your thoughts? I don't support anything beyond the opening ceremony. The railway's completion speaks for itself. I see your point, but involving the President further could be beneficial for the administration. I think so too, Mr. President. I'd prefer we just do the opening ceremony. There's no need for senseless spectacle. Well, yeah, why do I have to drive it? This actually sounds like a recipe for disaster. Like something could go wrong, we crash, we die. What a horrible way to end the game. Of course, we'll hold the ceremony and open the upgraded railway to the public immediately after. The people will be satisfied with their improved transportation service anyway. Additionally, a large Additionally, a large crowd has been invited to the ceremony and will be watching the opening speech. It will be a good opportunity for exposure. Agreed. I'm mixing up the voices. Let's see here. Agreed. Every single press outlet has, of course, been notified, and they'll be there. On another note, it goes without mentioning that this was a team effort, beginning with the president, who put his trust in me. I want to thank all who were involved in L1. Thank you for your kind words. It truly means a great deal. Or, let's be nice. You deserve the credit. After all, it was you who came up with the project. We had our disagreements, but the important thing was the outcome. The Swordish people have been waiting a long time for this. We will show our best face tomorrow. Meanwhile, I'll make sure that our message about improving the countryside gets across. Alright then, we have a lot of work to do. See you tomorrow morning. See you at the ceremony. Crowd was large. Party members signal for Lucian to begin the ceremony. Brothers and sisters, he's giving the speech? Do people even know who he is? He's my freaking chief of staff. Brothers and sisters of Swordland, I welcome you whole Swordians today as proud servants of this country. Lucian's voice echoed in the central station. Thousands of Swordland and USPS flags began to wave. Oh, my tea! I just remember I had the kettle on. It automatically should have shut off, but I want to get some tea. Be right back. Alright, I'm back. Okay. Thousands of Swordland flags waving. Without further ado, I invite the president of Swordland to the stage. I walk to the podium. I walked up to the podium to address the crowd. The press was taking dozens of pictures. Citizens, welcome to people of Swordland, welcome to the opening ceremony of the L1 high-speed railway. These like, there's like virtually no difference between these three options, but I'm sure it matters. Alright, here we go. The chanting and excitement from the crowd intensified. A large group began singing the national anthem. Must have a singable anthem. That would be kind of awkward with the Star Spangled Banner, just like, I don't know, I guess it would be awkward with a lot of anthems. Trust me, our work is far from over. This project is only the beginning. We, built this railway to create economic growth throughout the Greater Wholesword and Gelsland regions. Thanks to this railway, thousands of new jobs have been and will continue to be created. Whoops, wrong button. Let's see here. I could either have Simon or Gus speak. Interesting. Let's see what happens. I want to acknowledge the brilliant mind behind this project, the esteemed Minister of Economy and Tax, Simon Hole. Please come over here. Cyril Figgis is like, sir, my name is Simon, sir. What's your name? Simon walked up beside me. Thanks, Mr. President. Our aim with this project was obvious, to improve the speed and efficiency of transportation. Once we cut that ribbon and the citizens of Wholesword get on the train, I believe you'll agree we have succeeded. I've got a bad feeling about this. I can't like place it. Something's going to go wrong. Simon went on to explain how this railway was a crucial stepping stone on the way to a full shortish economic recovery. Lucian took Simon's place after he was done with his speech. Citizens of all Sword, there you have it. As promised, Anton Rain, the 4th president of Swordland, has delivered. We walked towards the line where the first electric train was waiting. A red ribbon was hanging by the door of the train. Simon handed me an oversized pair of scissors. Cut the ribbon. I cut the ribbon, triggering a wave of cheers from the crowd. The cameras flashed. Congratulations to all. Hopefully this success will lead to many more. It's a good moment indeed. We have helped so many in the countryside. The railway officially opened to the public right after we left, and thousands began using it. It was a great victory for my administration. Okay, come on, economy. Yes, the economy went up 1 whole bar. Hit it. Woo! We went up. It actually went up. Oh, yeah. We did it, everyone. Woo! First project of the administration. Let the Swordish Golden Age begin. We've got 2 red bars on our economy section. Cheers, everybody. Cheers with tea. Woohoo! All right, enough. Enough silliness. Let's see. So, okay, we have our new journal thing. I attended the opening of the L1 railway. We just started turn 8, I guess. Awesome. So we're moving in the right direction. Let's discuss the changes to the law. What are you talking about? Sir, I have some news for you. Mr. Hull and I have been working on several possible plans to boost the economy, as is our focus. Check the legend at the upper left corner so you can see how the railway improved. What are you talking about? The legend? What are you talking about this? This is what I've been talking about, Sangens. Are you doing the ellipses thing now on purpose? Okay, we got a country overview here. So we have the L1 high-speed railway, faster commute. Let's also check the news. We opened the railway. It's long overdue. It's going to boost economic activity. The Taurus Holding finally finishes the L1 railway. We are unsure why the president decided to pick a company under the underhaul construction for the task of this fail. Yeah, fuck off. Fruits of the labor. Okay. You mean in the upper left? Oh. Well, it's freaking. So it says, yeah, the electric railway here with the red striping. So, yeah, this is the new electric railway. Right there. Okay. So, what's the plans? He's currently compiling a very detailed report with suggested projects. I'm sure you'll have a chance to see them soon. One more thing. The Assembly is pushing for Mr. Hawker's impeachment, as you asked. They already approved his dismissal today. But with Mr. Hawker gone, the court will be voting on a new Chief Justice. I'm mixing him up with Cyril Figgis. Mrs. Edmonds and Mr. Garachi seem to be the contenders to become the new chief. However, Mrs. Edmonds doesn't have much of a chance, in my opinion. The Supreme Court would never elect a woman. I wouldn't be so sure. Mrs. Edmonds is quite a power player. We'll have to wait and see. In any case, Hawker's departure leaves a vacant seat in the court. I already compiled a list of candidates for you. Let me see the names. Here, take a look. He handed me a list of candidates for the Supreme Court. All the names on it were people who either supported me or supported my party. One name that stood out was Gloria Torrey. Interesting. Would we want her on the court? Because she's a conservative, so probably no. But, why? I guess this is this would be a good option. This would be a good option if, I guess, we were doing a conservative run, like a Solist run. Yeah, I agree, Serge. So we can pick the most experienced judge or pick the most loyal judge. I don't like the implications of saying loyal. And experienced, though, doesn't that just mean old? Like old guard? But we're trying to be anti-corruption, so I shouldn't just hit loyal, you know. Is there anything the Supreme Court might try to stop me from doing, though? Trying to think here. It would be a way to get rid of her. You see, that's the other thing, right? Is, are we gonna... Who would the new speaker be? Probably just gonna... Doesn't mean old guard. Yeah, well, you know, the odds are good. They would be that it's old guard, but... I'm just thinking... What's that? Supreme Court already passed the Constitution. I think they're already in your corner. Kashira. I'm gonna... Okay. We're gonna, we're just gonna go with the experienced judge. Ovid Gretcher. Ovid Gretcher is a Swordish jurist and academician who has been serving as the deputy president of the High Court of Appeals of Swordland. He graduated from Whole Sword State. Whole Sword State! Always great! And began his career as a judge in Benfey. Is he Bloodish? No. He's probably not. Following his military service, he served in the Whole Sword District Court, later becoming a professor in Whole Sword State University Faculty of Law. As an academic, he became renowned for his published works in Swordland and abroad. He later served in both the Whole Sword Court of Criminal Appeals and Whole Sword Court of Civil Appeals as a judge. Because of his expertise, he was appointed as a judge in the High Court of Appeals in Whole Sword in 1938, later elected as the deputy president in 1946. Gretcher holds no membership to any political party or movement. Despite being regarded as not being fond of solism, he has always kept his political ideology to himself, which brought him praise for his neutrality from all sides of the political spectrum, including solists. So he doesn't express his political opinion, so people he just casts what they believe on top of him. He's perfect! He's as centrist as it could be, and he has all the experience in the world. Like a ton of experience. Wow. Yeah, the ultimate centrist Chad. Exactly, Kessler. Woo! Let's see here. He's definitely a good choice. He's an expert in Swordish and international law, also well respected by the other judges. Do you think they'd elect him as Chief Justice? I'm not sure if he can get more votes than Mr. Garachi, but he definitely has a chance. He's the strongest candidate on the list who can actually become the Chief Justice. He looks at his watch again. Yeah, and he's got that mustache. Well, I remember once I took a class that was on the history of the United States Supreme Court. It was a cross-listed class. Anyway, that which is like, you know. Anyway. So, but I remember the professor. She would highlight sometimes certain justices during her lectures. You know, she'd pull up pictures, and she always said, it's like, you know. So remember, you know, before the more modern age, if you wanted to be a Supreme Court justice, you had to have the facial hair for it. And then we got to what was the one that the one that Woodrow Wilson appointed? He was the first Jewish Supreme Court justice. Freaking Brandeis. So, and then look up Brandeis. Brandeis had no facial hair, but he had some serious eyebrow game. So yeah, so she was saying, it's like, you know, so you can get away with not having the great facial hair if your eyebrows can make up for it. Anyway, looked at his watch again. Looks like Mr. Vice President is late yet another time. Lowered his voice. I'm slightly concerned about Peter. He seems to have had his mind occupied. He's been late to almost every meeting we've had recently. I've noticed it too. I need to talk to him in private sometime. It was Peter. He walked inside with files in both hands. Gentlemen! Why are you so late? We were stuck in traffic around Seoul Square. There was a whole gaggle of ladies trying to organize an illegal march. We had to wait for the police to show up. He placed the files on my table, took out several documents, and organized them in front of me. Here's everything, just as you asked. Our plans for our next reforms. Let's see, most politicians have beards, not in America, no presidents, at least that ship sailed, it's a tragedy. Yeah, there hasn't been a president with facial hair since... God, it can't have been Theodore. No, Woodrow Wilson was clean. Calvin was clean. Calvin Coolidge was clean. Hoover was clean. FDR was clean. Wait, did FDR have a mustache? No, I think he just had one when he was younger for a little bit, but not when he was president. Truman clean, Eisenhower very clean. I don't know. Nixon had stubble sometimes. Jimmy Carter had sideburns. Taft, yeah, Taft. Let's see here. Yeah, wow. It might have been Taft. Didn't Thomas Dewey say that no man can become president and have facial hair? I'm mixing Thomas Dewey up with a different politician, but didn't Thomas Dewey have facial hair? That guy always looked so shiny. Does that make sense? Right. Anyway. You can use your presidential decrees to enact reforms. Now we have enough political capital. I also brought a list of suggested reforms from our party. What are your thoughts, Anton? Let's go over the documents. I took a look at the documents. We can select up to 3 laws to enact. I'm guessing that these are, like, absolutely going to happen. Oh, this is interesting. I'm actually going to take a screenshot of this for the future. He had the Disney stash, yeah. But his hair, Thomas Dewey's hair always looks so slick. Just, you know, like it had been licked by a large animal down. So let's see. We could purge the general staff if I have stronger degree powers. That's interesting. That's good to know. Relocation. So what are the things that we're not allowed to do? I want to look at what these are in case I ever do a dictatorial run or something. Oh wait, what's going on here? Factions. Old Guard, Oligarchs, Reformists. So the new Old Guard key figure is Vulcan Kruger. He's been fine, though. He's not been a problem. You don't need to pick 3, just max 3. You can pick none. Alright. I'll take a look at him. What's going on in the judiciary? So we have... Okay, it says 4 centrists, but that's because this is a blank seat. It's empty. So, an empty seat, the most centrist of all the Supreme Court seats, because it has no opinions on anything. Sengens, I'm going to go ahead and put you in timeout. And when you come back, I want one of 2 things from you. I want you to either stop doing the ellipses at the end of all of your sentences for no reason, or you need to tell me why you do that. Okay, I want a reason. Search your soul. Now, let's see. Let's look at the panel here. So the things we're not allowed to do. We can't relocate doctors and teachers and doctors to rural areas. Interesting. I like that. I like that there are, I guess you could say, quote-unquote reformist, or maybe not reformist, but like, I don't know, pro-people or whatever things that you could do to kind of encourage you to, hey, you want to help the people of Swordland? Sometimes you gotta get a little authoritarian, make things happen faster. I like that. I like that they've made that an option. Because, like, let's say you want to give a lot of health care to people. You know, you want to do freaking, you know, so the where's the thing? I had it written down. You want to do millennialist stuff, but, like, you know, strong centralized vanguard communism. You force the teachers and doctors into the rural areas to give justice to the people out there, to give not justice, health care. Yeah, I said justice because I was reading the comments. Is it justice for the ellipses? Anyway. Bergia Special Zone. Oh boy. What does that mean? Does that mean like a special little friendship camp, or does that mean give them autonomy? That would be interesting. Could that be like the first step towards a independent bloodish nation or something? Is that a thing? Gun ownership rights. That probably means taking them away? I don't know. Remove public religious symbols. Whoa! Enforced secularism. Remove the independence of the central bank. So, extreme privatization. Justice chair. Best guy. Most. So, we have desolinization. Fair Trade and Competition Commission. Gender equality in education. Amnesty for all Seoul-era political prisoners, rural education institutes, the allowing of private prisons, Swordish radio, television, and Supreme Council, lowering the retirement age, and free prescription medicine. So, oh, excuse me. So is it going to just automatically happen, or is it going to give me a description? Like, I think this rural education thing sounds good. So, like, if I did... Oh, wait. It was... Okay, if I highlight it. Oh, these cost money, though, some of them. So, like, if I do rural education, it's going to cost one government budget. So what does this do? We lack technical and theoretical institutes for rural regions, causing people to migrate to cities for opportunities. You know what we need to do? Let's go to our country overview. What's our biggest problem? The economy. We still have an unemployment crisis. Large corporations are downsizing. Seeing we've got tax evasion issues, and the Bergia economy is plummeting. So what is going to help the economy? That's, I think, #1 priority here. Let's see here. Oh my gosh, lowering of retirement age. Older voting blocks are increasing a decrease. Our administration would pass a decree that will lower the retirement age for 2. So we could spend 2 government budget in order to get more people voting for us, basically. So we could do the Fair Trade and Competition Commission. Trade and commerce in Swordland has few regulatory measures, resulting in unfair competition at times. A new Fair Trade Commission can be established via decree to push for fair market competition by protecting local industries through new regulations. So not really free trade, but fair trade, quote unquote. We need clean water, set up a desalinization plant. That is a good one. I like that, Ian. I like that. Yeah, I think the fair trade we should do. We can provide gender equality in the education system, reverting the heterogeneous studies that were imposed by traditional education doctrine in the 30s. Maybe. I don't know if we need to do desalinization. Kind of a low priority. Hey there, Nicholas. Oh, man. I really want to do this rural education stuff, but it just plain old costs too much money, so I don't think we're going to do that. Allowing private prisons would give us government budget. It says these prisons for profit will still adhere to the rules and guidelines of the interior. Sengens, okay, I can't give you a reason for my dots, but I promise you won't see them again. Okay, I kind of would have actually preferred a reason. But whatever. Let's move past it. We're not going to talk about it anymore. Freedom of speech is protected in Swordland with the rise of new media private organizations gaining a massive influence on society. With a new decree, we can create a government agency, the SRSC, the Swedish Radio and Television Supreme Council, that could protect the independence of media or control it. Interesting. So this is double-edged, depending if you're doing authoritarian run or not. Yeah, let's check the women's equality thing, but I think I'm going to do this radio council. Either way, it could be useful. Wait, no, that's the political overview. I meant to look at the country overview. Oh, did somebody just subscribe? Jensen Gray, welcome. Rainization comments. Okay, yeah, so besides the economy, we've still got military interference in politics and outdated military equipment. Can't really do anything about that right now. There is still the education gap, but that's between the rich and the poor. We've still got organized crime. That's an ongoing stuff. Why do I have a zombie for your subscription alert? I think that shit was that was just the base thing for the widget, and I never figured out how to change it. Wait, what's going on in the codex? What's happening here? Family. Oh yeah, it's probably just saying Frank. He's studying at the People's University and in the Supreme Court. Orso Hawker. Oops. Orso Hawker. Impeached for unconstitutional behavior. What a geek. I don't know. We might do the women thing. It's probably going to turn people on us, though. Conservatives. Maybe we could. I don't know. Does fixing the gender equality thing, okay, that doesn't cost me anything. You know what? Let's do that. It doesn't. Education was the issue we ran on. That's what we voted on. So let's get moving. Finally, yeah. So I think these three. I think the fair trade, gender equality, and Swordish radio. Let me double check these. Yeah, amnesty for the prisoners. I'm not sure what the heck that would do. What's our motivation for doing that or not doing that? It's just... Let's see here. Oh, so these are basically people still serving life sentences. I don't know. That's interesting. Yeah, so I think I'd like to do the rural education institutes, but I simply don't have the money for it. And I feel pretty confident enough that I'm going to win the election that I'm not going to spend money on the lowering the retirement age. All right, let's do it. You're about to use your powers to change the law in Swordland. Are you sure about your decisions? Yes. The Fair Trade Commission will be essential in dealing with the monopolies. It was time we established a body that regulates economic competition. Looks like either Miss Walda or the First Lady had a huge influence on your other decision. Peter, sometimes you just need to shut the fuck up. It's about time we went after equal rights for the ladies, if only because all those women marches are starting to get annoying. This will, however, anger a lot of conservatives. Let us not forget that the fact that the biggest bulk of our voters aren't socially liberal. This is a risky move right before the elections. Half of the country is women, Lucien. God, Peter, you don't even have values, because he was just like, he's always going on about those, like, these silly women, am I right? But then it's just like, yeah, fuck it, let's get elected. Yes, but how many of them are actively involved with these demands for change? It is a mistake to make generalizations because of a vocal minority. But let's move on. We can say not everything is about the votes. We can say, Lucien, it's the current century, and we still don't guarantee some basic rights for our women. This is unacceptable. Why does Peter sound like Peter Griffin? Because that's my intention. I'm glad somebody caught it. I guess that means my impression is not half bad. By the way, for those of you who don't know, I have a Twitter, and I put up something about centrism, a funny thing that I found on there. What we're gonna do is... I think... we're gonna... Yeah, Sangens, again, you broke your promise. You broke your promise after the second freaking thing that you typed. Oh, there we go. Yeah, you retracted it in time, huh? Come on, dude. It's your body. Take control of it. Or girl. I don't know if you're a guy or a girl. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Gender equality. And so we're going to say it is the current century. We still don't guarantee some basic rights for our women. This is unacceptable. I understand, sir. I very much support your decision to form a regulatory body for radio and television. Television is the future. It's great that we all understand this. It'll definitely help us have an influence on new media. So how will you structure the Supreme Council of Swordfish Radio and Television? I want them to be independent and only regulate the content according to some standards, or we will have control over the council, which will have control over the media. You see where I'm going with this. No. We're not doing a dictator run right now. Understood. Well, we both respect your decisions, Anton, but now that everything's settled, I should get to work. We'll catch up soon. You work, dude? Jeez. Sometimes I think you're paid to drink like a fish. Lucien looked at his watch. We actually have 6 more minutes. But very well, let's call it here. Thank you, Lucien. Oh, I was hoping that we'd be able to have that private talk again. Economy went up more, guys! Woo! We're at 4 bars again. It's our previous peak. Yeah! Woo! Celebrate good trains, come on! Yeah! Woohoo! And us too. Oh, I think the Supreme Court is now officially filled. Oh wait, gender equality in education. Let's see here. Discrimination between fellow students is still being reported, though. Money! It's an economic miracle. Stocks only go up, people. When you're at the bottom, it's the only place they can go. Oh, yeah. Alright, enough. Yeah, when did we hit 4? Did we just go straight from 2 to 4? All right, report. Commercial activity is coming. There's a record number of new companies being founded because of the economic boom. There's going to be positive growth for the next few years. High visitors. People from whole sort have been taking the high-speed rail to see the city just for fun. The largest group of visitors are still scientists and students. Well, you know, those are the kind of people. Them kind of peoples and folks and whatnot. Let's see here. Trade talks with the president of Lesbia. After a long whistle, maroon train slowly started to move. This train had been in service for many years. It had 9 locomotives with special quarters and an office. As the name implied, it was painted with a bright maroon color, which, as an NMSU Aggie, I approve. Oh yeah, the welfare is doing great. The welfare of the people, meaning. I don't think we've actually given them any direct welfare, except for the stimulus checks. That might have been the thing that stopped our economy from collapsing, now that I think about it. We were at the bleeding edge by the end there. So when we send out the checks, didn't that give us a +1 at the bar back then? Because we started at 3, right? And didn't the stimulus checks take us to 4? And then it collapsed, and then we lost 3 after that? So those checks were the difference, probably. Or am I getting it wrong? But you see, on the other hand, maybe I shouldn't have had the economy get in the shitter in the first place. You know, it's like when you're watching a football game or something and then, like, the team blows it at the last minute, you know, making a come from behind attempt because of a bad play. And it's like, maybe you just shouldn't have made all the other bad decisions during the game that got you to this point in the first place. So, we're heading to Perla, the capital of Lesbia. The historic route we were using was called the Southern Express. We passed through the Lesbian mountain range to the lowlands with a short stop at the beautiful Sierra Nueva, where Lesbian security forces joined us. Looking out the window, the difference of wealth between Valgan and the Sierra Nueva was extraordinary. What the hell was that? Oh. So I move that, and move this, and we're good. Wait, what's this? Oh, don't want that there. I want this here. Let's see here. I heard a knock on the door to my office on the train, and Simon entered. Mr. President? Yes, what is it? I wanted to have a quick chat about Prime Minister Alvarez and give you a heads up. There have been some rumors about his demeanor in public appearances. That is proper use of an ellipses right there. It's indicating tone and pace. You know, it changes the diction. What do you mean? What did he do? You whip it out? He is known to have met with other state leaders while intoxicated on various occasions. Some even call him an alcoholic. Let's see here. No, you can't be an alcoholic when you're rich, because you're. It's funny. I was just talking about this with a friend yesterday. How you know, it's like if you drink vodka first thing in the morning, people are gonna call you trashy. But you know, you pour. Although this isn't really a rich people thing, but rich people are the ones who mostly do this. But it's like, so it's like, you know, if you saw somebody drinking, you know, a glass of vodka first thing in the morning, you'd think that person is like, you know, they're trashy and they got no control of themselves. But, you know, you pour some tomato juice and you put a celery stick in the glass. Oh, now it's classy. Now it's a Bloody Mary, you know. And so he's the 100th richest man in the world. It's classy. It's like the Queen. Have you heard that Queen Elizabeth II, that she has alcohol with every meal every day? It's like, I think it's like she has champagne at lunch and brandy every night, and I don't remember what she has for breakfast, or maybe it's champagne she has in the morning. You know, regular Yeltsin. Let's see. Alvarez is a drunk. It doesn't matter. Let's treat him like our friend. Yeah, drink out of a flask and you're trash. Drink out of a fluted glass and you're sophisticated. Yeah, you know what? That also. Oh gosh, now I'm talking about drinks again. I remember once. This was years ago. A friend. I think it was for Christmas. So there was me and two other friends, and let's say friend B got me and friend A, these gift sets of whiskey, different whiskeys, and both of them also came with their own flask. And they were very nicely decorated, and we kind of were just sort of musing, are people supposed to be able to see flasks? Like, isn't it because, like, you know, that's the idea, right? Like, if you're somebody who's drinking out of a flask, then you're somebody who's trying to secretly, you know, keep your buzz going. And then so it's like, if people are seeing your flask, then you might be a little out of control, or you're slipping. I actually have a flask that I had for like 4 years with a Yang Wen Li quote, but it recently broke. So I kind of want to order a replacement just for the Yang Wen Li quote. Let's see. That's a nice rhyme, Kessler. Anyway. It should be fine. I've dealt with worse than that before. Yeah, I've dealt with Peter. I don't think there's any issues either. I just wanted to give you a heads up. He handed me a newspaper. The headline was "Circling over Stallport." This happened just yesterday. Apparently he was so drunk that he couldn't get off the plane on a diplomatic visit. After this incident, some say he's unfit to serve, but I don't believe that at all. Why is that? Although his presidency is riddled with these kinds of incidents, I also heard he is a shrewd man. Thanks for giving me a heads up. I'm sure we'll be fine, Mr. President. We're almost at Perla. I'll return to my cabin now. I'll see you when we arrive. A few minutes later, our train came to a stop. Lots of reporters that flocked over were pushed away by the lesbian security guards. We made our way to our cars, and the convoy began its short trip to the Yellow House. The Yellow House was situated at the very center of Perla, in the middle of a circular park that was off limits to regular citizens. The park was full of roses on small patches. The convoy came to a stop, and I made my way to the entrance. The assistants directed me to a room to wait for Prime Minister Alvarez. I started waiting in the exquisite room with golden chandeliers. Trying to hit... There we go. I waited around for 10 minutes, and there was no sign of Prime Minister Alvarez. It was almost time for our meeting. My chair started to feel uncomfortable. I stood up and walked around to look at the various items in the room. A beautiful golden teapot piqued my interest. Do you want to inspect the teapot? Let's see here. I think we're gonna... What do we want to do here? Maybe we could... Yeah, let's inspect the teapot. What could go wrong? While I was touching it, the handle broke off. I looked around. Thankfully, no one was in the room. Oh, shit. Pocket the broken handle, hide it in a nearby plant. Teapot dome scandal, there's oil in it. What? Leave the broken handle next to the teapot. The door opened and Patricio Alvarez entered. Oh, am I nice and screwed now, or what? What do you think? What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? At his young age, he wasn't the leader for not just any state. He was leading one of the strongest countries in Eastern Marcopa. He was holding his head like he had a headache, and he was stumbling. Upon seeing me, he immediately composed himself. We shook hands. He gestured towards the two couches, and we sat down face to face. Okay, Patricio Alvarez. Maybe we could kind of make this guy sound Spanish as well. Maybe Isabella's family, were immigrants from here. So, President Rain, welcome to Perla. I made him a little Italian. Oh, come on. How about we go for a President Rain, welcome. No, we're going for a drunk, right? So how about, what do I want him to sound like? He's kind of young-ish. Falengo 5. Let's just go for a bad Spanish accent. President Rain, welcome to Perla. Good to have you here. I hear a lot about your successes. Who doesn't? Yeah, maybe that's what we should say, right? And I hear a lot about your successes as well, Mr. Alvarez. I try, Mr. Rain. I smell the strong odor of alcohol. Have you been drinking? Slur the words a little. A couple of glasses of the finest lesbian wine is the best way to start any meeting. Would you like some? You are speaking to a president. Where is your professionalism? He cleared his throat. Right. Let's begin then. So, you are here for the trade deal. No, guys, we're gonna try to pressure him. I'm gonna say is like, man, nobody takes you seriously, you little drunk. You don't have what it takes to be, allied with the great Swordlin. We got to make him feel inferior, Let's see. He's probably younger than us after all. What was it about? I'm just gonna go with a drunk voice. What was it about again? Can you remind me? Mr. Alvarez, are you making fun of me right now? No, absolutely not. I've just been very busy lately. Being a president makes you pretty busy. He pulls out a few documents from his briefcase and started inspecting them. So, I don't have any issues with this deal. I think this deal will contribute nicely to the relationship between Lesbia and Swordlin. I'll sign the executive order. I do, however, believe we can do much more than just trade. Oh, what was that sentence? You said I couldn't get what? I mean ATO would like to see Swordlin in our sphere. What do you think, Mr. Rain? Wait, what? Is this gonna drag us into the ATO? Or is it, are we still just gonna have the alliance with Alvarez, but because he's drunk, he just basically accidentally revealed that we're gonna be a part of the ATO? I see you, chat. I see you in your doubting. I'm used to it. I'm a little confused here. What's in it for you? Kessler says there'll be another chance to formally join NATO. Okay, so this is not going to lock us into NATO? I already clicked Kessler, sorry, but hold on. Prosperity in Eastern Maricopa. Remedying old alliances. And most importantly, forming a united defensive pact against United Contana. He clenched his fist and slammed it on the coffee table. These damn communists! You can get an alliance only with Lesbia without the ATO. Okay, good. We need to stop them before it's too late. Vogsland, those barbarians preparing to invade Edgeland on false accusations. If Magnolia is first, Sarla will be next. I'll be frank. Eastern Mercopa's only way to survival is through the ATO. And we need the support of one of the largest players in Eastern Mercopa, Swordland. The beautiful country of Swordland is the key to all of this. But, hey, you know what? Hey, Jar Jar, he was a Sith Lord. I read it on Reddit. I read it on Reddit, Jar Jar Binks. But they didn't like him, so they changed it. But yeah, Jar Jar was actually a piece of genius, man. You know, yeah, bro. But we need Swordland. Oh my god, he's a drunk Redditor. Fuck. Are you with us? Will you defend our continent against the blight of communism? I can't decide without knowing what's in it for me. I see you possess the mind of a man who understands business. I offer you an alliance. Together we shield the continent against Millennium's evil. Not to mention, you'll have Arcadia's full backing. The most powerful ally you can have in this era. I'm sorry, isn't Quintana winning in pretty much everything lately? I accept Swordland will be allied to Lesbia. So I'm doing this because from what you guys are telling me, this is not actually us joining the ATO. This is us joining with Lesbia. So I'm guessing that you could then also do the opposite with Vogsland, where you just ally with them but not Quintana. And then later on you can do both. Perfect! Brilliant! You don't know how valuable you are, Mr. Rain. You just saved your country from its demise. I'll personally talk to Mr. Walker to let him know of this achievement. Yeah, so this is the president of Arcadia right now. Jowls. So, we shook hands, we went for a rug, and I could smell the alcohol in his breath. He looked at the clock. I'm afraid I have to leave now to attend to other matters. Thank you for your visit. On his way to the door, he suddenly turned around. Before I forget, you owe me a teapot. He smiled and left the room. I returned to Whole Sword with good. Achievement unlocked! Fortune, Strength, Liberty. So which is that one? We're getting a lot of achievements. Fortune, Strength, Liberty. Make a military alliance with Lesbia. Awesome. We might just do one more, guys, and then call it a day. Private meeting with Peter Vectorn. Oh, it's intervention time. Intervention time. So what's going on? We've just been hit with trade tariffs by Vogsland, but we've got wheat trade with Lesbia, and we got a free trade zone. But the bar hasn't moved yet. Wow, ton of news. Turn the page. What's the news today? The people getting fired, walking on the wire, looting on the street. The kids gotta eat. Oh, won't turn around and look through the hourglass. Oh, hold on. Let's get moving. Commission to ensure competition and fair trade. Fair Trade Commission. Ensure unchecked capitalism doesn't take away from the citizens' quality of products and profits. Our consumers win by higher quality products being produced and entering the Swordish market. Local producers get a fair chance to compete against international companies. New council to oversee media releases. Reign shatters Swordish school tradition by mandating equality. We believe this will result in generations of sortish women who have no clue how to darn socks or bake their husbands a pie, but who do have their heads filled with useless numbers and figures. Doesn't that mean... Okay, wait, if they're learning the same thing that the men learn, does that mean the men are also full of useless numbers and figures? Anyway, the women's livers must be feared, but we at the Post fear for the future of our country. Let's see here. Lock-of-in times. Although, having said that, have I ever told you guys how, like, my, actually, no, I think one of my cousins... Actually, I went to my cousin. She had a kid recently, and it was his birthday. And I sort of went to the quote-unquote party. It was a Backstreet Boys reunion tour party. So, like, it was all outside, and I stood across the street. It was like anyway. But, yeah, my mother is basically the youngest person in the whole extended family among the women who can actually cook, regularly and well. It's all the guys. We're the ones who learned how to cook. For a lot of reasons, but it's mostly like so for example, one of my I have an aunt and an uncle. They had 4 sons, and they all did sports at some point. So they would, you have after school stuff. So they had to learn how to cook when they got home for themselves because everybody was on different schedules and stuff. Anyway, so we appointed Ovid Gretcher. In the opinion, he is experienced. It's unknown if he has any ties with the party. Whether or not he'll be elected as chief is still uncertain. The vote to elect the next chief justice is to happen early next week. All right, Radical Censorship Council threatens freedom of speech. State officials of the council will have the right to review our publications and mark content as inaccurate or undesirable while demanding changes in order for us to receive an approval stamp. This action is borderline censorship, and we have to conform to Reign's will. A sad day for our spirit of freedom, for our struggle, for a better society. Excuse me, but I thought this was radio and television. I don't remember anything about print. But oh well. Reign makes decree for gender equality. It took granting himself near unlimited presidential power to be able to do it. I restrained myself. What the fuck are you talking about? But Anton Reign finally made strides, excuse me, towards closing the gender gap today. In Swordland's notoriously antiquated school system, we still have a long way to go before the women in this country are truly equal. But now that we know Reign can wave his hand and make these kinds of laws happen, we expect it's only a matter of time. We'll deal with the authoritarian implications later. Exactly, yeah, the commies are just crying again. This actually makes me wonder that if I did a millennialist run, like just full millennialism all the time, just turning myself into a second United Cortana, excuse me, if they would still complain every step of the way, because, leftists gotta complain and whine, that's what they do. So the new pact has happened, alright. So, we're gonna do this Peter thing, and that'll be a day. Kind of nervous about this. This is gonna be bad news. Oh yeah, wait, we go to the journal. Swordland's allied of Lesbia, trade deal with Lesbia, independent, Ovid Gretcher, alright. Okay. It was a dark and chilly evening when Peter called and asked if we could meet. Oh, Peter called! I thought that we were going to meet with him. Like, we were going to have to take the initiative. Oh, no. If Peter's saying we have to meet... Oh, no. He's going to have killed a hooker or something. It was a dark and chilly evening when Peter... You know what? Let's put the spooky music on. Hold on. Give me a second here. Let me get the spooky music up and running. Here we go. All right. So, all he said was that it was important. I'm gonna... Yeah, never mind. Yeah, this is an intervention. It's gonna be something much worse, I'm sure. I drove alone through whole... Oh, no, we didn't bring Sergei. I drove alone through whole sword suburbs until I reached the meeting point he named. 147 Warwick Avenue, number 26. Our old campaign headquarters. Untouched since the night of the election. This is where everything began. Oh, it's like I'm writing what happened afterwards. I made my way up the... There's going to be a dead hooker. I just feel it coming. I made my way up to the dusty staircase of the office building. The light in the second floor hallway was out, so I used a cigarette lighter to find my way to the wooden door marked 26. I pulled on the handle, but it wouldn't budge. The heavy door had always been a pain to open. Coming! Peter pushed on the door with all his weight. It made a screeching sound as it opened. Without further ado, I bid you welcome to this grand nostalgia trip hosted by yours truly, Peter Vector. He made an exaggerated bow. The dust from the open door was still settling down. Feeling sentimental yet? Let's see here. That's a good one, Kessler. Intervention of fun. I remember it as being much cleaner. That's what time does to things, my friend. You're looking a little shabbier yourself than you did back then. Come over here. Remember this? He walked over to his old desk and pointed to the gramophone that had annoyed our neighbors and kept us company for so many late nights. Peter flipped the switch and it filled the room with swing music from the 20s. I'll be damned, it still works. Okay. Dude, you called me for something important. Oh, I'm so fucking worried. You know what? Let's try to be friendly. What are we celebrating? Life, my friend. How did I know he was going to say that, too? Life, my friend, life. He put his hand under the desk and brought a bottle out. He took a swig out of it and passed the bottle to me. Aren't there any glasses? Palace life is pampering you too much. Just drink from the bottle like the old days. Remember where we come from. Peter snapped his fingers to the music while going through the items in the room. It looked virtually unchanged since election night. Come on, have a look around. See if it doesn't bring back memories. He had a child with someone he's fucking. That would be creating life, I guess, yeah. You know what? Let's go through the records real quick. I found one of my favorite albums ever, Mountains by Janet Gers. A set of plaintive folk songs that made me yearn for the countryside whenever I heard it. Oh, that's interesting. What a classic. You should mail that to Frank so he can learn what real music is. Take the record. I pulled the record out, put it under my arm, and placed it next to the door. You know what? Let's kind of look through the place real quick. Open the top drawer. Inside were a few old coins, pencils, sheets of paper. Something caught my eye. It was a photograph of me and Monica sitting under the tree. This must have been 10, maybe 15 years ago. We looked so young and so happy. Monica would love to see this. Nice, fine. Look at baby Anton. You didn't even have your iconic look. Take the photograph. Let's go through the storage boxes. Now I'm just looting. It's like it's an RPG. We're just looting the place. It was an emerald-colored statue of a goat, the symbol of Swordland. I remember this was a gift from Brenda, one of the 53 election campaign assistants. It would look good in my desk in the palace. Brenda. Always sucking up to you. And where did that get her? Seriously, where? I have no idea where she ended up. Take the statue. What can I say? I'm a hoarder. I once was told by somebody many years ago when they came into my bedroom, it's not what my bedroom looks like now, but they said that it looked like I lived in an antique shop because I used to have so many knickknacks around. Now I spread them out around the apartment. I don't just keep them in my bedroom. Before they added the custom character customizer, Peter said you didn't even have your mustache back then. I like that. I like the iconic look thing. It's like, you're the president now. Okay, enough going through old stuff. Let's talk. Yeah, all in good time. He gestured to the bottle he had in his hand. President of Swordland is such a gamer, he loots even in real life. Alright, I'm gonna say... Yeah, you know what, we'll have a drink. I think I'm gonna need a drink for this fucking conversation. Oh, boy. You know what? I'm gonna go get something stiff, too. Oh, this is bad. This is bad news, Bears. What is it, Caesar? No, not right now. No. Alright, people. I got the not-so-great bourbon. Hear it? That's a pretty good one. With Anton. I wonder what the handle of the teapot would have opened up. I know, I should have looted that. Okay, I'm going to drink it from the bottle. Here we go, everybody. Took a swig of it. Okay. Here we go. He took a very big gulp out of the bottle and staggered to the side afterwards. Are you alright? Centrism. Yeah, I'm okay. Let's go up to the roof. The view was always amazing from there. He's gonna jump. Oh no. We went up the stairs to the roof. The view was mesmerizing. The buildings of Holsword twinkled below us, while the stars shone bright in the sky. Yes, Cyril said they aren't enchantresses after you kill them. Just hookers. Yeah, that's a good one. Let me try to pull up that clip. Hold on. Let me pull up the clip for those of you who don't know what's going on.
Oh my God! You killed a hooker. Call girl. No, Cyril. When they're dead, they're just hookers.
So that's what's going on there. Valiant Hearts. I've heard things about that game. Yeah. Anyway, the stars shone bright in the sky. We sat and leaned back against a wall, taking it all in. Right as I started to get up, I heard a sobbing sound. I turned to Peter and saw tears streaming down his cheeks. Time to get to it. What's wrong? He wiped the tears away. I messed up, Anton. I messed up big time. It's from the show called Archer. It's like animated show about a private agency, spy agency. Evelyn's leaving me. She wants a divorce. I'm not surprised. No, I guess you shouldn't be. I've been sleeping with Livia Suno. Been sleeping? It's been ongoing? God damn it! Oh, Shit. You lucky man. God, that's fucked up. I had a feeling about you too. Ugh. I should go with the you've been what? Yeah, it's ongoing. God, man, I guess there was a part of me that was hoping maybe he just kind of said inappropriate things to her when you know, she was his secretary and just, you know, never got consummated. You know, he'd just say like, hey, sugar tits, got that report for me? You know, stuff like that. I'm gonna say, you've been what? I know. She's your secretary. I'm so sorry. Yeah, that's why I'm mad, Peter, because it's my secretary. That's why I'm upset? You're fucking married, dude. It's just... Evelyn hasn't been the same since she lost her job, and Livia was giving me sultry looks from the day I hired her. Really, dude? Really? Well, I'm glad it was consensual. You know, you were away. I was drunk. One thing led to another. What, I gotta fucking babysit your penis? Oh, he's apologizing because he thinks I had dibs on her? That is so fucked up. But she's more than just a pretty girl, Anton. She's smart and kind. I think we really connected. Oh, Jesus, dude. Just shut up. Let's see here. What is this? We could say, no need to justify. Men will be men after all. Not gonna say that. How could you do this to me? That's not the right response. I like her too. That doesn't mean I'd break my vows and risk a scandal for a bit of horizontal polo. I like that. That's really like shut him fucking down, or say, don't tell me you're going to run off with her. That sounds like possessive stuff. But no, I like this 3. So let's get mad at him. I like her too. That doesn't mean I'd break my vows and risk a scandal for a bit of horizontal polo. I know, but we're ending things. I told her it's too unprofessional. I want Evelyn back. No harm done. Maybe I could speak to Evelyn and plead your case. What the fuck? I could say, it's too late. There's still a chance this could get out. I need to talk to Lucian. I still can't believe this. I ought to have you both fired. Who else knows besides me and the 3 of you? Shit. I need to talk... Oh, my God. I gotta talk to Lucian. I'm too closely connected. I and again, the whole fire thing, like, that's weird that you could fire your partner. I just... Number 4 seems most practical. You guys want me to kill him. You want me to kill everyone involved. I already know. I know how you work, chat. No. I gotta talk to Lucian. I'm too close to the situation. This is a scat. Like, at the end of the day, he's supposed to be my friend, but he's also my vice president. This is a problem. I gotta talk to Lucian. Anton, please, I'm begging you. There was an edge of desperation in Peter's voice. He took another drink. How many years have we known each other? How many scrapes have we gotten ourselves out of? I can handle this, just trust me. I turned to face my friend and vice president. The habits that had gotten him dubbed the bad boy of sordid politics when we were young were no longer so charming coming from a middle-aged man. Yet he was still a capable politician, and I couldn't ignore our long history together. You guys are going to vote on this. I just don't even know what to do with this. Because my kind of friends wouldn't do this shit. So, Peter, decision. 1, we can weather this. 2, I will handle it myself. 3. Fix this or be removed. Nuke Swordland. All right, get voting. I'm going to take another swig of whiskey. All right. Do. Doon. Oh, Peter. We knew this was coming. Let's see. Ian says, lifelong Peter simp. Don't know how long that life will be. Firebomb the whole city. And now I'm not seeing the results. What's going on here? Come on, straw poll load. Okay, that's definitely not right. It's trying to say that 100% of you have voted for a particular option. Yep, there we go. That fixed it. It's a tight one, folks. Get voting. We'll probably do a runoff. Let's see here. Nukes will solve all of our and everyone's problems. Christopher says, thou art did a sin. Send him to the court in the Shire and wish him well, forcing him to pay 10 shillings per offense. After 5 offenses, sentence him to instant death. Witchfinder General. I don't know what that means, but Firebomb City, nuke the rest. Or maybe we can nuke and then Firebomb. Okay, only about half of you have voted, so if anybody else wants to get in here, that would be nice. That'd be great. Nobody else wants to vote? We're going to give it another few seconds. If I don't see any changes in the results, we'll just move on. Okay. I bet if this breaks, the NFP will give you a few votes. I'm sure there's a few bros with them. What? Let's see. Anton walks into work tomorrow with Peter's severed balls around his neck. It's like, you're too horny, Peter. We have to remove your tool of horniness. Okay, apparently nobody else wants to vote. So it looks like we're going to have a runoff between weathering this or fix it or be removed. Okay. So, Peter, runoff. Okay, number 1, weather it together. 2, fix or be removed. All right, the polls are open again. Bro, someone be a snitch. Call the horny police on Peter. What? Well, you see, there's 2 things, Serge. That's the thing. Obviously, like, I can't fix his marriage for him. But he's not just my friend. He's also the vice president. Don't know. Yep, the horny jail. I saw somebody say a funny joke once. It said, okay, so all these people getting sent to horny jail, do they have cellmates? Yeah. Kessler says we should empathize with him. He has made a temporal mistake, one that will likely cost him his marriage. Do we not offer him a hand of support to give him a chance to make up for his mistake? That's what y'all are voting on. I'm putting it in your hands. Then Chris just goes, no. Yeah. Resign due to scandal, placing Peter as president. I should resign because of his scandal? Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Dun, 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 dun. Mm-hmm. Let's see here. Whether the scandal, the other is you fucked up. Okay, so it looks like we've got about the same amount of people who voted last time, so half the people in the stream don't want to vote. You don't see the link. Alright, I'm going to put the link again. But you guys got like, I don't know, 30 seconds-ish, 30 to 40 seconds. Horny jail shower, actually really wholesome. Oh, gosh. Commence a purge, fire everybody. Pass another centrist reformer that ensures only eunuchs could work for the government. Oh, goodness. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, bum, bum. Mm-hmm. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun. Eunuchs are the ultimate centrist enough. They care not for or against the horny. Well, I guess it depends on if they're voluntary ones or not. It looks like we've got our decision here. 65% of the vote is, I will be blunt, you will fix this or I will remove you from office. I feel like this is, you know what I just realized? What if he takes, like, you're right. You're right, Anton. There can't be any witnesses. And he's gonna kill Evelyn and Livia. Yes, Anton, I understand. Thank you so much. Don't mention it. I mean it. Don't mention it. Without waiting for his reaction, I left the rooftop alone and made my way downstairs. On my way out, I grabbed my belongings and took one last look back at the office. It had been home to some happy memories, for sure, but this visit had permanently cured me of any nostalgia. As soon as I arrived home, I headed up to my study, sat down, and stared at the telephone. Call Evelyn, call Lucian and tell him what happened, or call no one. We gotta at least tell Lucian. It would be one thing if it was our friend, but this is the vice president of the nation. This is the guy who only my heartbeat is separating, him from public office. Or from the highest office in the land. Call Lucian and tell him what happened. He picked up very quickly. Yes, Mr. President. I told Lucian everything Peter had told me about himself, Evelyn, and Livia. Thank you for calling me, Mr. President. This serves to confirm some suspicions of my own. We have to meet. What suspicions? I'd rather discuss this in person tomorrow morning in your office, early, before either of the two arrives. Don't bring this up to anyone else. I fear we may have more than a mere dalliance on our hands. The line dropped. I stared at the receiver, wondering what his last statement meant, what was going on that I didn't know about. I went to bed, but couldn't sleep at all. By the way, Peter initially said that he had been sleeping with Livia, but then later on, you notice how he tried to backtrack it a little bit, where he was going, it was once, I was drunk, and it's like, yeah, maybe the initial time, but then you kept the affair going, not that being drunk is any excuse. After Peter told me about his affair with my secretary, Livia Suno, I informed Lucian, but you know what? Yeah, that's where we're going to end it. Except for one thing, guys. Guys, look at the economy. We've got 5 bars now. Yep. Woo! All right. Or is it 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You're right. Woo! Hey, hey. All right. Ha ha! Cheers, everybody. It's not red. Can you hear me now? Woo! Ha ha! Yeah, baby. Cheers. Good time. Come on. Hey, let's not talk about the deficit. All right. So, that is it for today. I'm Conquering History Games. Thank you very much for joining me on today's stream. Wait, what's this? Country overview. Now, tomorrow there's not going to be a stream. I'll tell you that right now. What is this? Average. Transportation links good. Increased trade volume. Very good. So, yeah, except for the whole, maybe there's going to be a war over here and a war over there and the economy. Oh, you know, we still have a deficit in the Peter affair. Things are going good in Swordland. So we'll next play this on Monday. Let's check what the news is. Geopolitical, it's just trade sanctions. There's different sanctions against Swordland. It's because we're allied with Agnolia. Next stream will be a shit show because of the Peter thing, probably. But thank you all very much for joining me. I'm also on Monday going to try to get my uploads a little bit more organized. I know I've only been doing the Burgundian thing. I need to just organize some stuff. I'll figure it out. Anyway, you all have a great day. There's gonna be no live streaming tomorrow, Cody. I've got too much to do. Okay. Take care, everyone. Enjoy your weekend.